Let me guess, you are either watching this video because you are struggling on door 100 or you have not made it there yet, and have only reached the greenhouse. For those of you, I have a greenhouse guide that might help. But for anybody who can't make it past door 100, this is for you. Hi guys. T-Money here. In this video, I will be explaining door 100 and everything you need to know to beat the game. Thanks to the Hotel Plus update last year, the boss fight and the room itself has been almost entirely changed. Although many people have beaten the game since then, there are still many new players who may be confused when and if they reach door 100. So let's pick up where we left off in my last video. As you enter room 100, which will be a dark, flickering electrical room, you must walk down a path with a couple of twists and turns. You'll notice that some parts of the area are closed off. These will reopen as soon as you pull a very significant lever. What is the lever though? When you walk down the path, it will lead to a door with the lever you'll need to start this boss fight. So let's pause for a second. When you open this door, the figure will be unleashed. But before you do, I usually like to wait a minute or two, which I suggest you do as well. This will cause all breaker switches to glow from guiding light, which will be extremely helpful later. To occupy this time, you can take a look at the breaker room to the left. This room is locked, and requires a key that you can only get from unleashing figure, but you can unlock this door now if you have a lockpick. The room contains the circuit breaker puzzle, which will be important a bit later. If you don't have any lockpicks or you've already unlocked the room, you can burn some more time by exploring the area and taking a peek through the gates that restrict the rest of the place. When you're ready to move on, you can pull the lever, which will activate a cutscene where the figure roars and runs down the stairs. You now have three options of what to do to escape the figure. A. You can run back into the rest of the electrical room, where the gates will open up and you will be able to hop into a closet and do the heartbeat mini-game to survive. Your next choice, B, is to unlock the breaker room beforehand and run into there and stay still until the figure walks away. And your final choice, C, is to run into one of these two rooms. Now, you are going to have to search for 10 breaker switches. Most of these switches can be found on the floor and on shelves in the storage room. Don't waste your time looking for switches in the path you took to the door and lever. Only one switch can spawn here and it does not happen often. Now, I recommend bringing a light source to door 100. Even though the lights will frequently flicker on, it is still extremely dark. If you've already used up your candle from the greenhouse, if you had one, then don't worry. Figure is an entity and the candle will be out the whole time it is searching for you, since it goes out when an entity is near. Only flashlights, lighters, and shake lights work, but flashlights are best. If you don't have any light sources, then good luck, because room 100 is very annoying without one. Now, besides being a boss fight with figure, there are a few other details with room 100 that are similar to door 50. One is that the figure follows a walk pattern. Unlike the room 50 walk pattern, not many people know this walk pattern, and I am one of them. My best tip for you is to study it from afar as figure walks around. The other similarity is that there are safe spots. The safe spots include the small rooms in the storage room that you find most of the breaker switches in, and also the rest of the electrical room. Take note that these are not barriers that figure can't pass, and they only work if figure did not hear while you were in or going into these areas. Finally, if you have been searching every inch of the corridors for the last of the breaker switches, then they are probably on the second floor by the elevator. This is also where you will find the key to the breaker room if you haven't unlocked it already. You may also notice that there is a downstairs to room 100. That is where the rift is located. The rift can be used to save items for next time you play, such as a crucifix or even a simple candle. If you have an item in the rift will appear in the reception room every time you start a new run and will hold the item until you take it out. If you want to place something in here, now is the time to do it, as it will be closed off later. When you have found all the breaker switches, head to the breaker room and put it all in. This will activate a cutscene where an exposed wire sets an oil puddle on fire as figure walks upon it. Figure panics and falls out the window. Now you will have to complete the circuit breaker minigame to power up the elevator. The circuit breaker mini-game is fairly easy to understand. The circuit breaker box will go through numbers with boxes next to it. When a number has a filled-in box next to it, you will have to turn that switch on. When a number has an empty box, leave that switch off. You will have to complete 3 stages of this, but the third stage is a little bit different. When going through the numbers, there will be a mystery number. The box may be empty, and if so, you do not need to worry about it. However, if it is, this is the easiest way to complete stage 3. At the beginning of stage 3, turn on all the switches, and as it goes through the numbers, turn off the ones that need to be turned off. Take your time if you need to. Since the figure is gone for now, you have as much time as you need to complete the mini-game. When you finish, the elevator power will be turned on and the figure will bang on the door behind you. You will now have to race up the stairs to the elevator as the figure chases you. As soon as you enter the elevator, you're safe. You've completed floor 1 and you can now sit back and enjoy the cutscene. Please like and subscribe for weekly videos. I also have a group you can join. By millionaires.